Welcome to Bourbon School. I'm Lauren.
And I'm Brian. And today we're talking about Jack Daniels. So today we're going to take a look at some Jack Daniels offerings and give you our opinion of what we think of them. But before we do that, we are Bourbon School. So Lauren, you're going to give us a little history.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of going to the distillery last year, actually. And we went to Nashville, but we took a bus, which it's the closest big city, as far as I know, to Lynchburg. So we were able to get on a bus and go do the tour. The property is absolutely beautiful. It's well manicured. The tours are run like clockwork. And so you have a professional pick you up and you walk around the distillery. You get to see all of the manufacturing aspects in order. And they're knowledgeable. You end with a tasting. It's also affordable. So one of the things I learned, this is kind of cool. So during the Prohibition era, the feds, when they were looking for illegal stills, they would look for a black fungus that grows on the trees. Once that ethanol is in the air, it attaches to the trees, I guess, and grows this black fungus. So the trees are really beautiful. In bloom, they're bright green, and then the branches are all black. The trunk is black. It's just such a cool thing. And they give you all the history while you're there, and they even teach you how to do a correct tasting.
Oh,
which
cool.
I mean, as far as we've seen, I just like to shoot my bourbon sometimes. Yeah. But can I show you how to do it?
Sure.
So here's what I'll walk you through it first.
All
So
right.
First, of course, you're supposed to smell. So, of course, I'm a bad teacher because, I've been doing it wrong, but I know how the right way to do it.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Exactly. So you do a nice sniff. Then, of course, you look at the color and all that.
Okay.
All right. Now, they give you a little baby sample because they don't want anybody getting messed up.
Right.
In fact, they don't really give you alcohol on the tour at all unless you've arrived to the tour already drinking. So they keep it very clean. It's very professional there. So what you do is you take a sip and then you kind of bring it to the front of your mouth. And you're supposed to taste it there and then swallow it to get the full effect. So want to try it?
Okay. That's interesting.
Does it taste any different? Are you getting more flavor that way?
Tastes like Jack Daniels.
Okay, so on to our tasting.
Okay. So first off, let's take care of the big elephant in the room. Is Jack Daniels bourbon? Technically, yes, it is. It goes through all of the check boxes for a bourbon. It's distilled in America. It's over 50% corn. It's aged in new charred oak barrels. The only difference between Jack Daniels and a bourbon, besides the name, is what they call the Lincoln County process. And that basically means that it's filtered before it goes into the barrel through, I believe it's sugar maple charcoal. And that is the one extra process that Jack Daniels goes through. And basically, the company lobbied to have it called Tennessee whiskey rather than bourbon, really for marketing purposes.
Pretty smart.
And
if you go on the tour, you'll see them charring all of the what will
the
become the
blocks of
charcoal.
wood, yeah. That's neat.
That's really cool. Yeah, they do it regularly. They kind of kick people out of the area when they're lighting it on fire, but it's pretty neat.
I'd love to see
They age it outside first.
Okay.
All the charcoal.
Oh, really cool. We went to the Bourbon Trail years ago, but Jack Daniels is not real close.
No.
So we didn't make the extra trip to go see Jack Daniels. But anyway, we've got a lineup of Jack Daniels whiskeys here, Tennessee whiskeys, that some of them are fairly new and some of them you will know very well. None of them are this one right here. This is what everybody usually thinks of when they think of Jack Daniels. It's the old number 7 standard 80 proof Tennessee whiskey. You'll notice I bought a tiny guy because I do not drink this generally. This reminds me.
It's too classy.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Way too classy. It reminds me of college and getting Jack and Cokes.
Right.
And for me, this is like a no for me. I don't usually keep this in the house. However, a lot of these bottles in front of us, I do. So why don't we get to tasting them and see which one of these we like best.
All right. Okay, Brian, we're going to start with the single barrel select. It's 94 proof, costs about $50. Ready to taste?
I am. And this is basically a single barrel Jack Daniels. It's proofed up a little bit. Regular Jack Daniels is 80. Mm-hmm. This one is 94.
Oh, I love it.
It's good. Definitely.
It's number 7, kind of like on steroids, I would say.
Yes.
And I'm tasting some fruity flavors here, some caramel.
Mm-hmm. Definitely caramel for sure. It's nice. I think the finish is a little, I don't know, bitter. You might say astringent. I don't know. It's got a weird finish to me, but it's definitely a lot more flavorful than what you'd get out of Old Number 7 for sure.
And guess how much a single barrel, like if you wanted to purchase a barrel of Jack Daniel.
Oh,
guess how much it costs? About $10,000.
My friend Lee, who happens to be a Jack Daniels ambassador, has a barrel with his name on it.
How
currently.
Cool! Wow.
I don't know if he split it with somebody or not, but he has a barrel with his name on it. And I'm not. I know I asked him the last time I saw him when he's picking it up, but it's still years away. But yeah, he's got a barrel with his name on it down there, so it's pretty
awesome.
cool. It's pretty cool. All right, so I would say that's good.
It's good. Mm-hmm.
And let's kind of move up the ladder here. So our second one is the Jack Daniels Bonded. And this is a fairly new release for Jack Daniels. And it is bottled in bond. It's 100 proof. And it's all the rules that apply to bottled in bond. It's distilled in a single season. It is kept in government supervised rickhouses. All those things. And then obviously to 100 proof. And so I would say this is probably going to be very similar to the number 7 and the single barrel, except it's proofed up to 100. So let's give it a shot. It actually is looking a little darker than the single barrel for sure. See, I really like this one.
Yeah, it's got that nice... Not burn in a good way, like like almost the perfect amount actually.
And it's sweet. This is like if you gave me this in a glass and didn't tell me what it was, I would never guess it was Jack Daniels. It is so different from this and this. So like what I had said previously, 100% incorrect. It is a lot different than these two. And it's not just the proof. It's just the flavor, the character of it. It's a nice one.
Now this one, it actually has the same mash bill as number 7, but that 100 proof really puts it right in the sweet spot.
It accentuates all those flavors in the best way. It's that Bonded's a nice one, and that's a $50 bottle.
Yes.
So it's in line with this one. It's a little more than your old number 7, but it's a nice bottle for $50.
Very good.
All right, what do we got next?
All right, up next, triple mash right here. So the triple mash is also 100 proof, gonna run you about $50. And this one's a blend of Tennessee rye, an old number 7, and American malt. So in that order, going down. So it's also a bottled and bond compliant. And let's try it.
Now I've tasted this one before. Yeah. It's different, but in a really good way.
Okay.
But I don't want to influence you.
All right.
I like this one a lot. I can't even.
You're right.
I can't even describe the flavor, but it is. This is another one where it is so different in character from these other Jack Daniels. It's got I don't want to call it strange because that's kind of off-putting, but it's got a different kind of flavor to it.
It's distinctive, definitely from these two, but it almost tastes like. I don't even Christmassy.
Yeah,
I'm
like
getting
clove.
Yes, like fig. Just has a warming. It would be a good recommendation for a winter bottle.
Yeah,
really.
I agree, and it's a little almost like I don't want to say heavier, but
definitely it's a little thicker than the others.
Yeah, and it's got a neat flavor. Like. And I've said this before on videos, I am not one to pick out all these little nuances of flavors, but I know what I like. And this one, while it's different, I do like what's different about it. I think it's a really neat flavor, and it's. I don't think I've had a whiskey or bourbon that has this kind of flavor profile. It's definitely got a neat thing going on with it. I like the triple mash a lot.
Super unique. Yeah. All right, tell us about the last bottle.
Last but not least is this guy right here, the Jack Daniel's single barrel proof, and this is what we would call a face melter. This is up there as far as the proof goes. And it will vary from bottle to bottle. Remember, it's a single barrel. So like this one here too will also vary depending on the barrel you get. But the single barrel proof basically goes from the 120s up to about 140 as far as proof goes. Now this particular one that I got about a month ago down in your neck of the woods is 129.8. So it is substantial.
I think this is the highest we've tasted.
Ever? I think you're probably right. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had one this high.
Get ready. Have your water ready, just in case.
Uh-oh.
But I am a big fan. I will tell you that this bottle 100% changed my whole perspective on Jack Daniels. I would not have bought any of these if I had not tried that last summer. My buddy Lee again brought it to a party, and we drank quite a bit of it.
Oh, no. You
but before that, this was Jack Daniels to me. And this one totally changed everything. Let's just taste it.
Okay.
It's, And what's nice about it is it's high proof. You're not burning your nose.
Yeah.
Right.
You never know that it was almost 130.
Now taste it.
Uh-oh. Oh, it's beautiful.
Right?
It's so good.
Yes. I love this. If you are going to buy a bottle of Jack Daniels, that's the one to get. Now, it's pricier. This one's going right now for about $70 to $75. So for us, it's at the top of our range. And I will also tell you, it's getting a little bit harder to find. But if you can find it, grab it. I could not find it anywhere in our area around New York. I went down to Pennsylvania and went to a liquor store there, and they had about 6 on the shelf. I bought one, and actually a few weeks later we were back down there and they still had a few on the shelf. So you can find it. It's honestly just a matter if your store can get it in. And I also talked to a guy at a liquor store up north of us who is on a list to get a barrel pick of this, like their own store pick. He said it's been a couple years. So this is a popular one, and it's slowly becoming a little bit harder to find. But if you can find it, that is absolutely
surprisingly
fantastic.
Smooth for the high proof. I mean, wow.
Yes.
Really, really impressive. I taste the vanilla. It has all of the features of what you expect from Jack Daniels, except like a pack's a punch.
Yeah, absolutely.
But in a good way.
And like the first time I tried it, the bottle I had tried the first time, I said it was like a butterscotch candy. Like it was sweet and buttery. Like it like tickled your cheeks a little bit because it was so sweet. This one is a little different. This one is kind of caramely, smooth, buttery, but not as sweet. But it is a delicious bottle. So this is my second bottle, and I have not been disappointed with either one. And I've heard so many people. I will say I've never heard somebody who got a bad bottle of this. So I think this is an absolute recommend. Even though it's at the top of our range, price-wise, I would grab it if you see it.
Okay, so how do you think we should rank these? I mean, I already know this is my number one. I think I would go with the Bonded for my number 2.
Number 2?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
That's going to be in 4th, and I'm going to put this in 3rd. What about you?
I think I would rank them just like this.
Ah, okay.
I definitely like the barrel proof the best. Then the triple mash.
So we've got a toss-up here?
Right. That triple mash is just different enough where it's like, ooh, I want more of that. The Bonded is
more
great.
of a traditional...
Yeah. And it's great. I like the sweetness in it.
Both really good.
Right. And the proof point just really... I think it's perfect for Jack Daniels. The single barrel was good. I don't know that it's distinguished enough from this.
No.
And that's probably the problem. This
is
is 80.
It's more expensive.
Right. This is 80. That's 94. It's not that much different. So I would say if you really want a different experience, start here. and then work your way up.
So, okay. Overall, we may have started thinking about Jack Daniels as being kind of like a college beverage, right? But their repertoire has expanded greatly, and they always offer competitive pricing. It's reliable, and it has all the gravitas of the name.
Right.
So I think we could safely recommend. I don't know if I would recommend this one. It's not horrible.
I would just assume buy this for the same price.
Might as well buy one of the. Yes,
Right.
exactly. And if you're willing to make that jump, check this out for sure.
100%. And it makes sense because you know who owns Jack Daniels? Brown Forman, who also owns Old Forester.
All the stuff we like.
So of course we're gonna definitely like kind of what they're doing with their whiskeys.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share it out there.
Is Jack Daniels a bourbon? What's your favorite? Let us know in the comments.
Now I'm gonna cheers with my triple mash because my barrel proof is gone.
I have a little bit left, so I'm going to enjoy this. Cheers.
Cheers. Out there.
And let us know which of these bottles are your favorite. Leave a comment below if you disagree. Nah.